Hello everybody, it's Basilisk here and welcome to a brand new series of Minecraft. And what we're playing here is we're playing the Hermitcraft pack, which we as a group of Ryotcrafters have set up a server for, and yeah, we're doing some server play here. We've got a few people on the server already and I have been playing for a while. I was actually planning on getting a video out a lot earlier than this. I initially was just going to set up my spawn little house here, which I'll show you in a minute from outside, and get some tools together, which I've done some Tinker's tools, a nice, well, godlike pick, a shovel, hatchet, and a sword. We've also got the slime sling, and I am actually really enjoying this. I'll show you that too. But yeah, I was going to record earlier, and I did actually do an earlier recording. I'm just going to sleep and be back in a second. Okay, now that we've slept through the night, yes, I did do some recording earlier, and I had some problems with the recording. I've been having issues with my recording software for a while, and I've just had enough. So I've bought a new set of recording software, which is Playclaw is what I've got now. I was initially using Action, and then I switched to using OBS, and both of them have seemed to have different sorts of problems. And yeah, I'm just going to stick with, well, try out a new one, Playclaw, which I've been recommended, especially by Shay, who's base is actually just over there, but I'll take you on a little tour in a second. So yeah, I've got this little spawn house here, and I was going to bring you in at this point. Since that recording, however, I've been doing a few other things on the server. Especially what I've been getting into is Chisels and Bits, and I have to say, I am addicted to them. They are amazing. So I'll take you over to spawn and show you what I have been doing over there. Which, if you've been watching Zog... Oh, I'm in a tree. Yeah, this was a slime thing, by the way. You charge it up by holding down right click, and then you can click it to go firing up into the air, as long as you're not under a tree. And you want to pair that with slime boots, otherwise you will quite likely die. Unless you're very lucky and always land in water. So this tower is what I've been working on. Now, the idea behind this tower is for the use of the slime sling mainly, and to be able to view spawn. So this is going to be, in particular for use of the slime sling, it's going to be a outmoded form of transportation very soon. Once we get flight, it'll be like still using horse and carriage to get around once cars were around. I mean, yeah, they're nice for a little stroll around the park, but not particularly what you want to use for your daily commute. So, from up here, this is where the top of the tower is going to be. Now, I've got up to about halfway, and you can see that these two platforms are actually at the height that you need them to be so that you can get up there with a single bounce from the slime sling. And from here, we'll be able to see pretty much all of spawn. We've got over there is Clobberstomp's base. He's been having a few problems with running this, but should be back into it sometime sooner, hopefully, rather than later. Zog made a little water fountain down there. Shay is setting up something down there, which I'm sure will be interesting. And Zog's made this little spawn base area of his over there. We now have Silver Pyro's just recently come on. He's doing something, trying to get up to the same height as what I'm doing here by the looks of it. Dog Blessed, there's a door in the side of that hill down there that leads to his house. And yeah, Shay's base is over there, and you can still see the gardens pretty well from this distance. And my house is over there. So, what have I been doing on the server when I started? Well, when I first started, I set up this tree farm area. We've got, oh, well, tree farm and animals and wheat, and those down there are flax, and you get string from them. Really, really good source of string, actually. But yes, I wanted to get a whole lot of wood and stuff going on, so I set up a little tree farm there. But this little bounce thing I did to get up here, where I have to go off to the side and then scoot in once I'm halfway up, is rather tricky. So this is not going to be what is at these levels. What we're going to use for that is actually these abstruse platforms from Betania. Now these allow you to go up through them, but then you'll land on them. You can fall down through them if you hold down shift. It lets you go through, but it should hopefully allow us just to do a straight shot straight up and land onto the floor. Okay, so what is this Chisel and Bits thing that I've got going on here? Well, I have got a lot of bit bags here, and you get these chisels. Now they're actually really easy to make. It's just the diamond one, which you really do want to get because they do run out relatively quickly if you do a lot of work. You just need a diamond and a stick, and that will allow us to, switching through different modes on it, you can take out half size cube. Now when it says half size cube, it's actually talking about the half width and half height, so it's more like an eighth of the cube. So we can do things like this and take out parts of those. We can then just as easily put those back in, and they actually reform back into the proper blocks there. Now with that, you have huge amounts of detail that you can add to things. So all of these ones here, these are just the half cube blocks, and a lot of that's going on all around here, and these are just normal stairs actually. But around here, each of these, if I switch to this and go to single bit, then you'll see 2 bits wide and 3 tall there. So you can get down to the detail of doing very small things like that. You can also then do blueprints of them, which allow you to copy things. So for example, I have a let's turn that around this way. I have a bonsai here that I made, and inside here I've got a blueprint for it, and I should be able to just place down another one. Now you can place down another one as long as you've actually got the bits that it requires, and if you look inside here and hold down shift, it actually tells you how many of each of the different blocks you need. But first thing I want to do today is actually try out that abstruse platform. I have been doing a little bit of Betania off camera. Now the reason for that is I've done Betania before a couple of times on camera, so I've got the ring of magnetization there. So I've done Betania a couple of times on camera, and I'm probably going to do quite a few things off camera in this series. I did more to begin with off camera than I expected. As I said, my recording didn't quite work, but I want to get a lot of other things, a lot of progress done, and I don't get as much time to record as what I'd probably like, and I'm going to be doing a lot of fiddly little building with bits, I feel. So, oh yes, Betania. That is over here. So I created this little setup here for Betania. I'm using these hydrangeas or whatever. They're not quite hydrangeas, they're hydrangeas. Yeah. And the interesting thing about in this pack is that the passive flowers, which usually decay, don't decay in this pack. So that's actually, these particular flowers, I think, are going to be my go-to flower. Now, the other interesting thing is there aren't actually any day bloom or nightshade in this. So you have to go straight up to either these hydrangeas or the endoflames. The reason why I'm going to stick with these ones, well, one being that they're passive, but the other reason is, and this also actually comes down to them being passive, in here I've got these torturinos. There are a few other things in there that I'll show you in a minute, but the torturino. Now this is an interesting mod. I personally feel that it is rather OP, and yeah, I'm not sure what I think about it, but I do like some of the benefits it gives you. So with this, at the moment it's not doing anything extra, but if we increase its range to, let's say, 3x3 around there, won't be enough. We want to go up 2 more to 7x7. Now that's going to take in all of these flowers. At the moment it's still not doing anything, but if I then shift right click up through to 400%, then these things just start spewing out mana into this mana pool. And I mean, you could do the same thing with endoflames and get a whole lot of mana really quickly that way with endoflames, but you'd have to feed them an equally more amount of coal. So with just these 4 flowers, I've been able to fill up, yeah, 2.5 maybe. Let's get our Wand of the Forest and see. 2 and... almost. We're getting there. But I'm going to take that off for a moment. I don't need all of that right now. And I am concerned about whether that does cause extra lag on the server, so I'm not using it all the time. Now, we're going to need ender pearls, because the abstruse platform requires a mana pearl. So I'll just chuck these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is probably not going to be anywhere near enough compared to what we're going to need. I've made up some living wood, quite a lot of it. Again, this is another place where the torturino actually really helped. So the conversion of stone into living rock and wood into living wood goes really quickly with the torturino. So I got 2 stacks of each quite quickly and just didn't want to worry about it after that. So what do we need here? We need framed living wood, which are living wood planks like that. Here we go. Grab all those. That's our framed living wood. We also need pattern framed living wood, which again, living wood planks like so. We've got 52 of each of those, and we need some normal living wood, I think. Yes. So now we can put our recipe in, grab out our 12 abstruse platforms. We will need more than this in the end, but I don't have enough ender pearls right now. I've got 1 ender lily and 1 more ender pearl by the looks of it over there, but the torturino doesn't seem to work very well with that. It does improve the speed a little bit. It's like, I think the ender lily is set up in code so that it can only do 1 growth stage per day, no matter how you actually try to speed it up. So that basically makes it that it does do that. Otherwise it would be, I guess, it wouldn't do it every day. So we've got the abstruse platforms now. Let's head back to the tower. So now let's go up to that first level of platform. Now you might have noticed that I do actually have an angel ring inside my tools bag. You may or may not have noticed that. I'll talk about that just in a second. Let's see. If I hold shift, this is actually going to drop me through the floors. Oh. And I hold shift. Okay, I'm going to put the angel ring on to make this easier. So, why do I have an angel ring? Well, Dog Blessed, who's one of the players on here, he lent me one mainly to help me out with building this building, because it is getting quite tall and I'm getting a bit sick of building a whole lot of stone pillars up to get up here. So this should now, that holds me. Okay, I want to put the angel ring away for the moment so I can test this out properly. So yes, we can drop straight through like so. The main thing I want to see is if I fire straight up, I should go straight through the floor and then land. Absolutely perfect. That's what I want. And I want the same again up there. So it will just be 2 quick fires up with the slime sling to get to the top. And from the top, I can actually get all the way over to my house. Dog has lent me the angel ring. He's also given me a couple of other things as well. So, what have we got here? This illumination wand. This guy, you can place light sources. Right click to place a light source and left click to get rid of it. So they're quite a nice light source. You can walk through it. I'm not going to leave one here forever, but maybe for now so nothing spawns up here. So I've got that. He also gave me a sack of storage. What is this? Okay, that's quite nice. That's 9 by 6. What's this one? Oh, it's more. Oh, that's very nice. What's the recipe on that? That's cheaper than the bag of holding, actually. Much cheaper. Okay, well, that's cool. It's given me a few other things, so he's quite generous person, Dog. He likes giving people gifts. So teleportation wand, which makes you fly around the place. It's pretty neat. Let's just have a look at that. Like so. Also good to have bouncy boots with it. But let's get on to doing some building here. I want to do 2 platforms here that people can view around the place and also launch themselves off from. The first one's going to be at the first height that you can sling yourself to, which is the height that I'm up to now. So let's grab out, I've got those ones. I do have more bit bags. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of those. I will need those designs. So the recipe for these, pretty easy, and you can wipe them clean like that. The only problem, it's a bit of a pain to build them because of a bucket of water, but it's pretty easy. So let's grab alabaster. Actually, no, I'm not going to need alabaster. So I'll need hardened clay and I'll need some basalt, which we'll want to make into bricks. Like so. Okay, I will grab this ring out so I can fly. This will make things so much easier. All of this was done without being able to fly. I do really like how this turned out, and I also like how it turned out with this shape on the inside. I decided not to do as much detail through these sides going up. However, I will be adding other details. I mean, especially somewhere in here there's too much white all in one place, but I'll figure that out later. What we're going to have here is a part of a platform that comes out a little bit. So somewhere around about there. Now it's not going to be that width though, so we need our chisel. And for this one, I'm going to switch to plane mode. Actually, connected plane mode will probably work better. And I should be able to... Oh no, connected plane mode still does do just for one. Okay, I want to take 3 off each side, maybe. We'll see how it goes with that. It looks relatively good. 3 of each of those. Like so. And before I go too far, I also want to take these parts out. Like so. That's actually going to be a different colour. We're going to be putting some of this green clay in there, which is to match up with the green clay down here. So I can now take that out of there. It's really good that when you hold down shift it shows you what they are, because when you don't, it's very hard to see them sometimes. Okay, that is on half cube, so I should be able to place those like that. And that is the start of the shape that we want. Now we need to get a lot more detail than this. I want more of a curve that's going to start here, come up through there, and then out to there. So in order to do that, it will start off at 1. So this is going to start going high. I like using this draw region, and it's actually pretty tricky to do on these basalt bricks because of the fact that they are black, and the little draw region, the little highlight thing, is also black. So I think it's there, and you click, hold down, and drag over to there, and you can take out a layer, or actually I took out 2 layers, which funnily enough is what I wanted. It wasn't what I was trying to do, but it is what I wanted. And then I'm going to come in 1 more, and again we're going to do 2. So now that I'm actually thinking about that, I will do 2 at once, like so. So that's the start of a slope coming out. Probably go 1 more like that, I think. Like this. And I'm grateful for being able to fly. There we go. So that's the start there. Now I'm going to switch to just 1 layer at a time going in. So as you can see, this can actually get rather time consuming. And another one there. Like so. Now, I did something completely wrong just here. As you can see, I started from there and went there. I mean, I could fix it by placing down some blocks or what have you, but you can also hold down Alt, and you've got this handy little undo button there. You just hover over that, let go of Alt, and your change disappears. Okay, after playing around with a bit of a shape, I think I'm pretty happy with the shape that I've got here. So what we have, I actually went to do a 3 there, then some 2 and some 1, and then coming back out, 2's going out that way, 3 coming back in and evening out there, and it's got quite a nice little flow to it. Now I don't want to do this just like that on all of the other sides, because to be honest, that would take a lot of time. So what I will do is I'll grab myself a whole lot of these chisels. So I'm just chopping out half blocks out of these. Like so. Okay, we have these positive chisel designs. I'm going to need 1 per block. So, how big are our blocks? We've got 1, 2, 3 blocks here, so that should be fine. Let's go right click, and right click. Now, the weird thing about these is the mode that they start in, which actually tries to place it inside a block. So you want to straight away go to placement mode. The other modes are useful for some things, but for most uses, I think that it's actually a really bad default. So now all I'm doing with each of these is changing it to placement mode, and I can, assuming I'm facing the right way, and I think this depends on which way you clicked it when you're there. So I was clicking from the side, so I have to place it also on the side. And we can go like so, and have the exact same thing over that side. And the same again with this one. Okay, that one I did that way. And that one, but then I've got to come to the side to do this one. And there we go. Now we've got the 4 different pillars going out. The next thing I'm going to do, which I will actually be doing off camera in between, is basically taking this black edge here, which is half a block in width, and bringing that all the way around here, and then filling in with the green back in behind it. So making a platform all the way around. I'm also going to put in some solid floor in here, and change the material, because you can right click on that with a different material and it will take on that color. I'm not sure what material to make that out of yet, and I'm actually not that happy with that floor. Funny thing is, I'd started this build with these stairs and around the outside with this black, this floor, and I started doing these arches, and I was doing it just with normal block placing and none of the chisels and bits. But then I tried them out, and yeah, I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time on detail work. As you can see, it takes a lot of time just to do pretty simple things. But I'm going to go away and finish up the rest of this off camera. So this will be all for this episode. Let me know any ideas that you might have about this particular tower. What kind of details might I be able to put on the side? Maybe something like banners hanging down the side could look quite good. I don't know. We can get into a lot of detail in them. There is going to be a second tower going up from this height up to that height up there, and that's going to follow a similar sort of theme to the bottom tower, and it's going to be slightly narrower than this one here. I'll probably do a lot of that off camera, but yeah, we'll come back and see where it's at, and I'd love to know what you think of it, and any ideas that you might have for it that might make it look even better. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great week, and I hope to see you again later. Bye!